So I thought that I would film a little collective book haul of everything that I have gotten recently of new books. So these are books from mainly Target and Amazon's buy one get one 50% off sales that they did recently in May, and then some other like random purchases that I've made recently at different stores or like at other separate Amazon purchases. I think I'll start off with some of my box sets. So the first thing that I got is this box set of the Powerless and the Reckless books from the trilogy. Fearless is out, but I do not have that book yet. This is a No Spice, I think it's a romantasy series, and I was really excited to hear that this was No Spice because I just think that that's really interesting. A lot of authors don't choose to do that, so I thought that that was cool that Lauren decided to do that. But these books are really pretty. You can see them here. I love the artwork and the coloring on these. So yeah, I picked those up. This set, I think I only ended up paying, I think, $20-ish for this set. So for their Memorial Day sale. I also picked up this limited edition cover of Things We Have from the Light. You can see the sprayed edges. This book is so pretty. And when I do my spring reads video, you guys will see that I just recently read this book. So I'll give you a review of that. Comes with a cute bookmark. This series is great. I have the paperback regular edition of the first book, and then I don't have the purple book yet, but I think I might have to get all of them in this colorway because it's just so pretty. So I was really excited to pick that up. I picked up Emily Henry's, not her newest book, but a newer of her romance books. This is Funny Story. She recently came out with a new romance book. I don't remember what it's called, but she came out with one recently. I read Happy Place a couple weeks ago, but I have not read this book yet, so I picked this up. I picked up this book called Ordinary Grace by William Kent Kruger. This is a mystery thriller book, I guess you could call it. It's about a small-time murder, and then this young boy is like in his neighborhood trying to understand what like happened in his past. And this book had really good reviews, and it was like, I think it was like $4 on lightning sale on Amazon, so I was like, I'll pick it up. I don't know much about it. I thought the cover was really pretty. It's also textured. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the cover is like a really cool texture, so I picked that up. I guess to go through another box set, I picked up, this is from Target. I picked up the duology of They Both Die at the End, and then the first to Die at the End. This is actually I think this is the prequel to this book. I think this is the prequel. This is the first book. I think this book came out first. I might be wrong about that. There's what the covers look like. You can see them. I think this box set ended up only being about $15. And I've heard a lot of good reviews about these books. A lot of my friends have read them. I have not read them, but when I saw that this was on sale, and I really like this art. I like the box set, it's really pretty. So I was like, why not? I'll pick that up. I also picked up this sprayed edges edition of When the Moon Hatched. This is a newer, I don't know if it's YA, I know it's fantasy, but the cover art inside of this book is so beautiful. You guys can see that. And I love these sprayed edges. I think I paid, this book was half off, so I think I paid $16 for this book, but you can just see how pretty that cover art is. Again, don't know much about this book. This is the first book in the Moonfall series. I don't know if the author has yet released the second book. I think this book came out really recently, but I really liked the Fourth Wing series and just generally like romantasy. So I was like, and I like dragons. I don't know, I just think dragons are cool. And so I saw this cover, saw that it had a dragon, saw the sprite edges, and I was like, let me pick that up. This book, I think, ended up being $16. I purchased this one at Target for the buy one, get one 50. This one I got from Costco. This is War D by Frida McFadden. I have read, obviously, the Housemaid series by Frida McFadden. That was good. And then I have another book by her. I don't remember what it's called, but it's the one where it has like the car in the picture and she's like in snow or something. I love Frida McFadden's writing style because there's literally like a new chapter every like 5 pages. So these books are a pretty quick read because of that. My mom also really likes this author. So when I saw this book was $12. I don't know, thought I'd pick it up, give it a read. I like thrillers a lot, so. And something I'm very excited about is the Mistborn series. I have heard a lot about Brandon Sanderson. I've never read his books, but I saw that it was half off, $30 for the whole set, and I was like, you know what? Let's give it a try. These are definitely not my favorite cover art editions. I don't like them very much. Their original set, the covers look different than this, but this is the new release. So they're not my favorite. I like the spines, but I don't love the cover art. But like I said, I've heard a lot about this. This is the Mistborn trilogy. There's obviously duologies and trilogies that or even more series that stem off of the Mistborn series, but I thought to kind of get me into Brandon Sanderson, I should probably read these first. I don't have any of his other books, but I am very, very excited to read these, and hopefully they're good. But yeah, I can show you what they look like. So there is Mistborn. Like I said, this like weird, almost looking Peter Pan style is interesting. Again, not my favorite. I do like them though, but I think that was an interesting cover art choice. Next thing I got was Shadow and Bone, because funny enough, I have Siege and Storm and I have Run and Rising. I have the 2 books in this series, and then I also have the Six of Crows duology, but I didn't have the first book. And when I went to order this on Amazon only has the new cover art, the one that has the picture of the girl and then it's got like the Netflix symbol, because they have now released the Netflix series. And I had to hunt for this cover art edition of this book because I have the other 2 in this cover art, and I was like, I don't want the first book in the series to look weird, and I like this cover art more in general. And because I have the Six of Crows duology, I wanted to be able to read this trilogy first, because to read the Grishaverse, it's recommended to read these before you read Six of Crows. So anyways, I ended up finding this at Target, picked that up because I liked the cover art and because obviously I want to be able to read the series. So I was excited when I found that. Also from Target, I picked up The Wishing Game. This is a pretty short, you can see, I think this book's only like, yeah, it's only like 270 pages. It's pretty short, but it's about this girl named Lucy. She's a teacher's aide, and she talks about how one of her coworkers has like recently written a book, and I don't know, she like collects them and there's like magic involved. And I honestly just thought that this cover art was really, really pretty. I like this a lot. This is a newer book. Keep in mind, when I buy books, I pretty much most of the time look up everything on Amazon's reviews or Target's reviews, or I always check Goodreads. Like even when I'm doing a thrift book haul and I'm going thrifting, I always like to check Goodreads before, just to make sure, like I don't just thrift books to thrift books, I make sure I actually would want to read it. So I always read reviews, and the reviews on this book were pretty good, so I picked that one up. Also from Target, I don't know why this one's the only one that has a sticker on it. They ended up having to ship me this book separately because they didn't have it the first time that I placed my order when they did the buy one get one 50 sale. I think it ended up coming out of stock, so then they shipped me this one I think 2 weeks after the rest of the books I got from Target came in. But this is Butcher and Blackbird. I don't know honestly how many books are in this series. I think now I think it's a trilogy, yeah. Ruminous Love trilogy. And these are about serial killers who fall in love with each other, and they're like rival serial killers, and each book is a different theme, but some sort of dark romance book. And I just thought that that was so intriguing. I have never read anything by Bryn Reaver other than seeing these books have become really popular. I don't know what else she writes, but this series looked really interesting, so I picked that up. And then the last thing that I picked up is the Red Rising trilogy, and it comes with this extended excerpt called Iron Gold. This whole set was only $30, again on the Amazon sale, so I thought I would pick it up. My roommate recently read this series and thought it was okay. I saw Haley Pham read this. I've seen some booktubers read these books and think they're pretty good. I personally don't love sci-fi or read it very often, but I thought that this would be a good introduction to sci-fi because most people describe this series as like a Hunger Games meets Star Wars type feeling because this takes place in space. And I don't know, I just thought it would be something interesting to write about. Pierce Brown's obviously a really great writer, so I thought I would start out with that. But yeah, I tried to kind of get a wide variety of books. When you see my shelves, most of my books that I have are typically box sets because I love fantasy books. So I was trying to try some new stuff, and again, when I do I've read some of these books already, so when I do my spring reads books where you'll see what I read in April and May, you'll see a lot of these books come up again. But as always, thank you for watching. If you want to subscribe, that would be awesome. I would love you to join my little family. And if you leave a like, that really, really, really helps my channel. So I'd really appreciate that. As always, I'll leave my Goodreads down below so you can keep up with what I'm reading and see my ratings, see what I like, see what I don't like. But yeah, thank you for watching.